by the time that COVID started, I had been through it. I knew how to navigate so many issues, right? I knew how to work it. So I have been in a really good place. Even when things happen, I'm just like, we'll figure it out. I'll just restart. We'll do something else. So yeah, we navigate, we pivot, we adjust. And what a great lesson in life, right? That we just pivot and adjust, which is kind of what I'm talking about. I wanted to take a minute just to kind of share with everybody that I may be adjusting the number of days or even the times. I don't know, it might be days and times, or it might just be maintaining this time and adjusting the days. I have a couple of things popping up, opportunities that I really want to take advantage of that are in conflict with this time. And so I want to make sure that I'm working through that. So just know that's one thing. The other thing, and I don't think it's going to happen in this calendar year, I think it'll be 2021, but I am considering developing like a separate outside of Facebook membership site. And I'm like, and when I say it, like, it's where you would have access to things and classes and things like that. And so I'm noodling on that. I'm exploring it. I used to be the person who would just dive in headfirst into the deep end of the pool and kind of learn how to swim while I was in there. And I think I'm really doing my best to be more thoughtful about that and to really consider what it is that really resonates for me and is resonant with the world in which we are, in which we're emerging into, this new consciousness. So how do we work together in this? And is this serving? So one of the things that I'm not wanting to leave Facebook in fear and run away and create a private group for a lot of different reasons. One is I feel like we do service when we're on Facebook, as long as we are not allowing it to kind of swallow us whole. I really believe that. I choose to be there and shine light instead of being in fear. I'm not particularly worried about, data. Maybe I should be. But what I'm most interested in personally, like on a spiritual level, is how our psychology is being used against us to manipulate human beings, the human populace, right? But at the same time, on the other side of that, recognizing that what am I allowing to be manipulated? Am I aware of my own psychology? Am I aware that I'm being manipulated and I'm choosing to do it? Or I'm choosing to just be aware of it? Or I'm choosing to do something different? And so that's where I am right now. And I feel really called to share that with everyone. Like, it's been in my face. I have several clients and people in my life and peers who are like leaving Facebook. They watched what's the movie, I can't think what it's called, but you guys know what I'm talking about. It's on Facebook. It's about social media and the impacts. I can't think what it's called at the moment, but I watched this and I was like, this is really interesting. And then I watched several interviews with the guy who put the documentary together. And in every interview, he's asked, are you leaving Facebook? And he said, no, because I think the technology actually has the ability to be really good. He said, if I leave, I don't get to make a difference. And I'm like, there's something in that too. So I am in a, like, I'm like doing this, kind of just observing and being in it, which seems to be kind of the new way for me to be. A couple of other announcements that I just wanted to let you know of. Friday, the 30th of October, I'm going to be posting this today. I am doing a group reading and really an alignment I don't want to call it an activation, but we'll just call it an alignment, attunement, whatever you need to call it, on the 30th to help us really step into Saturday, the 31st, which is a blue moon. It's a blue moon on Halloween, All Hallows Eve, right? So Halloween, social dilemma. Thank you, Tricia. That's exactly it. All Hallows Eve, that it is, this blue moon is rare, right? So first of all, a blue moon's rare. A blue moon in October at the beginning and end of a month. So we had a full moon on the first day of the month, and to have the next full moon on the last day of the month is very, very cool. The fact that it's All Hallows Eve, and this is a time of year where we are very yin, we're moving inward, we're moving into introspection, we are having access more and more and more. I would guess that some of you over the last week around the new moon were feeling like, I was talking with Mary Catherine, and she was like, I'm feeling all witchy. Like I want to burn candles and I want to dance in the moonlight and get all naked and stuff. And I was like, what I want to do is I kind of want to go hang out in haunted houses, not fake haunted, like real haunted places, or where there are ghosts and activities. I felt just very like I needed to be in and with spirits. And I don't know what that was for, but maybe it was to help them cross or just to bear witness to it. I was totally there on Wednesday and Thursday of last week. Like I was like this. Like I kept feeling like I was so close. Well, that is kind of what we're moving into this month. And I think that blue moon, also being on All Hallows Eve, the veil is already thin, but it'll be extremely thin. And how do we use this time to open ourselves up to do healing across dimensions, to move across time and space, to be in that in-between space, and to honor those who've passed, those past lives, even I was on a group this morning with some of the teachers that I gather with. We gather once or twice a month, and this month we've gathered twice. And one of the things that came up was we've all been experiencing, like really realizing that in this lifetime, we feel like we've had multiple lifetimes, right? So, and so it's almost like, can we honor all that we've been? So I want to invite you guys. Normally I do like a group reading. I think this is going to be different. I think this is going to be more like a forum, more like a conversation, more energetic, as well as this energetic alignment, attunement. So I want to invite you to that. So on the 31st, 6:30 p.m. So look for that. Sign up because there's limited spots because I can only have so many people in there. So really would love for you to be there. And if you know somebody who that would really resonate with, please share. The other thing is I have been invited to be a part of a symposium that's going to start on November 14th, which is the day after Mercury goes direct. There's a purpose in this, and it goes all the way through December 21st, or the solstice. And there's a lot of people who are thinking that this solstice, 12/21/2020, is going to be sorry, I've got this sticky uppy thing, and I don't know what it is about me and my hair. I'm vain, right? But the 21st, as though it's going to be the shift from 3D to 5D. Well, and like we're going, I've read like our bodies are just going to disappear, and I'm like, I don't really think that's how it's gonna work. So what's your birthday, Tricia? Is it the 21st of December? That's my son's birthday. So anyway, I'm part of this symposium, and we're going to have every week we're going to have speakers, a panel of 3 teachers, and the teachers that I'm meeting are phenomenal, like so in alignment with what we're talking about, so in alignment with this vibration. That and really the language that we're using, different takes on it, but it's going to be rich and unctuous and wonderful. And so we're going to have these conversations every week. There'll be, if you sign up for the full thing, we're also doing something on Thanksgiving because everybody's doing Thanksgiving differently. So we're going to have basically a buffet of teachings, things you can tap into that day that'll be recorded, but they'll be live, but you can go back and see them. So, you know, think of it like we're going to treat it like, you know, what would nourish you today. So we're going to do that on Thanksgiving Day. So we've all committed to that, which is awesome. And then we're going to have a beginning and an ending ceremony, and then there'll be some other things for VIPs. But the reason I'm telling you guys this, I will post today because it just went live. We just tested the links, and I just didn't get a chance to get this information to you. But I believe for the next 8 days, the price is going to be a third of what it will be, which I didn't know she was going to do this, but I think it's amazing. So it's going to be $111 to be able to access this. Now, don't worry if you can't attend. It'll be Thursday nights for 2 hours, 6:30, I think, to 8:30. If you can't attend, don't worry about it. You'll have access to the recordings in this. So the longer you wait to sign up, the more it'll go up. It's the regular price is $333, which I think is still a steal for everything you're getting. Plus, everybody will have gifts, so different things that you'll have access to. And these teachers are really phenomenal. One of the women that I met, I just like her so much. Her name's Lisa. She's from Boston, and she's a riot. I just love her. I could listen to her talk forever. Anyway, she's a hoot. Her journey was through healing her migraines. And she came up with a migraine, like a tonic, or I don't know if it's a roll-on or a tonic. I'm not exactly sure. It's some sort of liquid tincture, right, that helps with migraines. And she has since like opened up to really, really doing some work with the subtle bodies, the energy, you know, our mental body, our emotional bodies. She has tinctures that support that. I can't wait to get to know her more. I just have a feeling that the work that we do is very similar. So it's really a lovely format to be able to expand. And it's very nourishing. The themes are going to be the mother frequency, the divine feminine, and let's see, the polarities, like the shifting from electrical magnetic to magnetic, and moving out of duality into sovereignty, and then the new collaborative we, like moving into the energy of we, which I'm going to be talking about. I can't wait. And then the last one is let's see if I can remember it. I can't remember. Oh my gosh, I just drew a blank. Anyway, it's going to be wonderful. Honestly, I think it'll be very nourishing. And Gail, I will find the information. It won't get to you today, but I'll get her information for you. So I will be posting that. Feel free to share. I would greatly appreciate it. I think it's going to be really, really a lovely experience. I feel very honored and blessed to be invited and to be a part of it, and to also bring all of you in and with that ride to be a part of it. So lots of things like opening up. I feel like what I want to say is after this last Thursday with the new moon, I'm curious to know if you guys have feel like a breath of fresh air a little bit. And we might not all be synced up. Like for example, prior to that, the week and a half before that, I was so fatigued, like so exhausted. I couldn't even I didn't even want to wake up. I would take naps, and I'm just not a fatigue. And I kept thinking, am I sick? What's going on? And I was going through all of that. And then yesterday I had 3 very good friends who are also teachers who were talking to me about the level of fatigue they're feeling. And so what I'm realizing is that we're not all hitting things kind of all at once, where we'd have like a download and it would just be like, boom, or there'd be an energetic shift. I don't feel like that's how we're working anymore. I feel like it's more like some of us are up, some of us are down, and some of us are moving. We're all moving forward, but we're moving forward in a different manner, a different timing. And so how can we honor that? And how can we be aware of this. So one of the things that I'm always committed to is sharing, so that maybe the words that I'm in what I'm experiencing and expressing to you, that when and if you're going through this or know somebody, you have words to share. It may not be exactly what they're going through, but it may be something that triggers them to go, oh, maybe it's not just me, or maybe it is, maybe it's something I need to give myself grace around, or maybe I need to just be more relaxed about this. I don't need to be in a panic. Like I don't have COVID, you know. That's really, my mom was calling me every day, like, do you have COVID? I think you have COVID. Maybe you have COVID. I'm like, I don't have COVID. So that's, I just want to share that. So lots of good things, and I feel like things are like moving into a new, for me anyway, like things that have been kind of out here in like not solid, amorphous, is that the right word, that are moving into like form. They're coming in, and it's not like I'm forcing it into form. It's like the form is evolving and presenting itself to me, and all I have to do is go, yes, queen, I'm in, right? So what are we saying yes to? What are we moving forward to? Ginger, you said, I felt a shift, a calmer, more mindful, able to detach emotionally from outcomes. Also notice her, right? That's, and I think this is kind of like we're being moved into that. And no matter where you are, like Gail, I will tell you, I had headaches that were just like mind-bogglingly awful. And then I'm like, oh, is it sinus? Like, I just like immediately go to what's wrong with me, instead of, okay, what is it I'm experiencing, and what is it I need? And when I moved to what do I need, I would do like a steam for my, like I put some eucalyptus and I breathed that in. Oh, I felt so much better. Like it cleared my passages. Or I'd use a little lemon oil. What do I need? I need a bath, or I need to go take, a hot shower, things like that. So the shift, the pivoting isn't coming from outside me like it used to, as much as it's coming from within. So some things to just consider and think about. We are doing some amazing work, even if it doesn't feel like it. We are in an amazing time, even if it feels like things are falling apart. They are, but they're not falling apart to nothing. They're falling apart so that we can experience everything, so that we can see that what we have held as true and right and righteous and solid was never really true, right? We are opening. And in that opening, the things that we look at and assume about and hold energy for start to adjust. And it starts to feel like, oh my gosh, the world's going to collapse. And what will happen? And we realize that it's not collapsing, it's opening, it's expanding, and everything is better in this. So Gail, changes in barometric pressure, no kidding, right? And this month we've had plenty of that. And yeah, weather in Minnesota is what I say. Aaron, oh yes, painful legs and feet, readiness to move forward. So just paying attention. I know I sound like a broken record, you guys, but I really am going to encourage you to share these things in our group, because we need community. And part of the way we get community and make connections is when we share of ourselves. So in our community, start to share what's going on with you, what's happening, what are you thinking about? Are you having different kinds of dreams? We can pray for people. We can do all of that in our group too. But what can we do to disclose ourselves so that we are building a heart connection, a familiarity, that when we really do need something, that we already know where to go? How many of us have said, I'm longing for my people. I'm longing to know where I belong. I'm longing to have a safe place to share. But you have to disclose. You have to be willing, right? So it's so important. Yesterday, crying uncontrollably. Ooh, yeah. And, all that release. all that release and all the sinus, right? So Brianna, breathing with you today as we do this and allowing all of this to just let go, because so much of what you are experiencing is collective. You know, there's so much collective energy, so much, and so many people passing right now, and so many people getting very sick and having very intense diagnoses and all of this. Like I have, you know, people in my life who are going into treatment, people who are relapsing, people, like all this stuff. It's like, what, of course, and health things are coming up to be healed, to be whole, to be brought us back into whole, if we are willing, and that's not a guilt trip, and that's not a shame thing, because if we're not willing, that's okay too. It's not like everything disappears, right? Sometimes there are those who are checking out because they just can't see a different way. They are saying, nope, not now, not ever, no way, no how. Or they're checking out emotionally. They're here mentally, they're here physically, but emotionally they've checked out. Or they're here emotionally, but their mental game is cut short, right? So we can be here and not here. But all of you, and this is what I know, because you wouldn't even be drawn to this meditation. That's the funny thing. You wouldn't even say yes. You wouldn't even take 5 minutes with me if you weren't all in and willing to be fully here. And what you're doing is you're acclimating to what happens being fully here, which is that we experience life. We experience it full on. And when we are experiencing life full on, all of our stuff comes up. Our stories, our fears, our worries, our beliefs all come up, and they come up, and we can either go, oh my God, I can't. Or as each one of you are learning to do, is you are breathing into it. You're breathing yourself right into it and through it and finding out, actually, I can. Actually, I'm more than all of this. And I'm learning that. I'm experiencing, it's in my experience more than it is in my cognition. And I'm going to quick tell you guys a story, and then we'll get started. Because I don't know, I wasn't going to share this story, but I'm going to share it. I had the other night, 2 nights ago, not last night, the night before, I went to bed late. I went to bed like at 1:30. I just couldn't sleep. I don't know if I had a cup of coffee, or I don't know. Could have been. Anyway, I just couldn't sleep. I was like wound up. And I went to bed, and I was laying there, I'm getting ready, and the dog crawls in next to me, and I'm, just kind of saying I couldn't quite fall asleep. So I started just dozing a little bit. And this very negative, very dark energy shows up, right? Which, by the way, does not happen to me. That is such a rarity, right? And it's like right here. Like, and it's like undulating. It's like dark. It's like, one of those movies where the clouds get really dark and it's like they're bubbling, almost like bubbling over. It's like this, and then it's a red behind it. And then there were all these very, what I would say is just classic evil images of bodies twisting and turning and all this. And I'm like, what the hell is this? and at first I'm like thinking, maybe I should be scared. But I wasn't really feeling scared. And I was like, maybe I should be concerned. Like I should clear. And I was like, nah, let's just see what this is. And it just kept going there. And then it was almost like it was this experience of witnessing myself, witnessing it, and seeing it greater. And it got to the point where it was comedic. The energy, because I'm looking at it, I'm like, I have no idea what this is about. It isn't me. It isn't about anything I've invited in or anything like that. It just felt like it was this is going to sound weird, like testing me, or like it was just showing up. And it was so inauthentic in its evilness. It was like, this looks like a bad horror film. Like it's almost comedic. And I was sitting there just thinking about this, and I remember, and I finally what I did is I just breathed and just felt that light within me just radiate, like just emanate everywhere. And I was like, and it just went away. It just went away. It was like nothing. And I had this awareness. And the reason I want to share this is that things that used to scare me, like really used to shake me, really used to put me on edge, like there's a different relationship to it, right? It's the power dynamic that really would upset me. Like somehow this out here has more power. Like there was a power thing. And I was just observing the next day, thinking about this. I'm like, what happened was there was no power. Like I didn't have to have power over it, and it did not have power over me. So it was just this thing. And it was humorous to me in this way, not like where I was belittling that energy, but where it was like, this is not a thing. This really doesn't have any power over me. Whereas before, I would have been like, I have to respond. I need to put up boundaries. I need to send light. I need to protect my house. I need to check all my energies. There was none of that. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, is like that whole belief system about what I have to do to be okay is part of the structure that's breaking down. Who said that? Who just typed that? Oh, Brianna. Yeah, right? I don't have time for you creepers. I love that. So I don't know what that's about, but I do feel like we have this opportunity to collectively be clearing this, to collectively not be engaging the same way, right? And even like just to recognize it as more, it's the equivalent of, like dust bunnies. Who cares? So that's interesting, Brianna. We'll have to chat about that. But I just find this to be interesting that the things that we are holding that make us feel powerful, or that give others or other things or other entities power, that's all a choice now. It's all a choice. And it's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. You don't need another thing. Like I don't need sage, right? I got this as a birthday gift. It's so nice. It's beautiful. I don't need sage to protect or to be okay, to give my home a sacred experience. I am sacred, right? Do you guys get that? So Brianna, it felt like a collective, hey, we're here getting pushed out, so let's turn it up a notch. I love it. Woohoo! So with that, I just think, please, you guys, please share in the group more for yourselves. I love it. I was just kind of thinking that it's kind of like that. And I do think that there are some people, some entities, some energies that are like, what's going on here? And how, where do we have input? I don't live in fear about that, but I do know that there are people who are kind of parasitic, who want to know, who want to be engaged energetically in that way, almost like without fully engaging. And it's really easy to get caught up in those stories, like I'm not worthwhile, and the things that undermine us, that suck our energy, whether it's from our mind or from our experience in the world. It's real, right? We respond in that way. So we need to find community and people that can go, oh my gosh, that happened. What did you do? I did this. I responded this way. It helps. Carol, 3:30 Saturday morning, anxiety and fear, tightness in my chest, breathed into it and kept thinking, this is baloney. I have no worries right now. Then it was gone. But I wrestled with, hang on. that energy for a while before it left me, right? So you see, and I didn't post because I wasn't on, but I think it's important. Like, do you see how me sharing an experience is like popcorn, right? And now we're going, oh, this is not just Nea's experience. That is true for me. Let's make a commitment. I'm asking all of you to make a commitment to be willing to share in the group for your own sake and for the sake of the group. We are stronger together. We are more capable together, and it helps us overcome the stories and the inertia of the mind when we are sharing. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Woo woo! All right. So now that I've talked for 35 minutes, Lord have mercy, this is what happens when I miss a day. All right. Let's breathe. Let's breathe. I love you guys so much. Let's close our eyes. And just breathe in. Breathing light into your body. Just nourishing this body through the breath. Relaxing. And feeling that nourishment move in and through you. Every breath, we are resetting our understanding from the question of, is there enough, to the statement of truth that there is plenty. And this shift allows us to breathe fully and completely, allowing every cell to receive what it needs and to awaken its function. And any cells that are not in alignment with the function, it also allows the body and the collective that are the organs, the cell walls, the structures, the entities, to slough off those cells that are out of alignment. You might call them cancerous cells, you might call them dead cells, to allow all of this to move through your body, which it is designed to do. So we breathe, feeling that nourishment, awaken that knowledge, that wisdom, that divine operation that is this vessel. This body is capable of so much more than we have been told. Spontaneous healing, growth, regrowth, realignment, repatterning. All of this is a part of who we are and what we are capable of. But we must first be willing to breathe into abundance, trusting that there is plenty. We can relax and fully surrender, fully let go of that which is not working, knowing that there is more coming, more oxygen, more nourishment. And we are relaxed and in flow and alive. Now as we breathe in, we move past our thoughts, our busy mind, into the still and quiet place within. This still, quiet place where we have direct connection with God, with Spirit, with the expanse of possibilities that moves in and through us, that breathe the possibility of us into being, into form. And we breathe, floating in the quiet stillness. And with every breath, feeling the entire consciousness of our being expand outward into the field of possibilities. Into places where there are no edges, no ends, just more. And we relax with every breath, knowing there's plenty. We float and expand. Notice any place where your mind wants to creep in, or where you feel anxiety or tension. And just breathe into that space. Don't worry about it. Don't force it. Just gently breathe. Acclimating to the difficulty or the tension. And just loving it. Allowing yourself to love that which is uncomfortable. And relax. Bringing your attention outward into the vast expanse of possibility. It is here that you know that all that you need is right here for you. All you need to do is ask. You speak out and the answers come. It is in the request, in the prayer, in the imagining, in the desire that the universe responds, yes. Always responding yes. Always in yes. Always in match with your intensity. Your energetic vibrational intensity. Yes. And as you let it go, as you inhale, you are receiving inspiration, ideas, resources, healing, alignment, all of this flowing to and through you. But you must let go so that you can receive fully all that is here for you. Trusting that all that comes to you is what is good for you, what is honoring of your vessel, what holds you in your highest good, your highest service, your highest being. It is as easy as you breathe. Bringing your attention gently to your physical body. Noticing the gentle breathing, the heartbeat, the electrical impulses, all of this life-giving, all of this honoring your life, giving you form to be here now. And as you breathe, allow the love of spirit to wash over and through you. You are beloved. You are honored. You are sacred. And this light that you are shines in the world. You are the vessel. You are the one that is allowing light to move in and through you, radiating it out into the world around you. Every breath connecting you with Source. And as you exhale, you are connected with all of life. All in connection, all in flow. Breathing the Christ consciousness into alignment in and with the collective. Experiencing in this now moment, moving in alignment, in oneness. What it is to be breathed, what it is to embody the light and the vibration and the experience of exponential love. The love of the mother that gives life to all, brings forward that which is imagined, that which is desired, bringing forth the energy that is creative in and through you, that it may be brought forward into the consciousness of humanity. You breathe light, you breathe life. You breathe new technologies, offering inspiration in the consciousness of humanity. Allowing it to flow in and through you. Breathing and being. And inviting into your vessel that which is yours, that which you desire, the way of being, the service, the presence, the honoring of the vessel you have chosen. divine breathers and sacred vessels, allowing inspiration to move in and through you as though you are carrying and birthing new children. You are birthing new ideas, new energies, new consciousness in the collective. It moves through you, shaping your vessel, allowing you to benefit from the wisdom, the knowledge, the experience, the vibration, and yet it is not for you. Allowing it to move through. You are both the channel and you are the recipient of the vibrational alignment to that which is being born, that which is being shaped, that which is known. Every breath creating new wisdom in your being. Every breath allowing you to let it go. What is inspired in this moment is surrendered in the next. Allow it to move through you. Allow the words to shape you. Allow the vibration to align you into your becoming, and then to let it go. You are becoming only to become more, to expand beyond that, to shed what was, to be in what is, and to be willing to be shed again, to be what will be. Dear ones, your minds, your bodies, your emotions, your relationships, your work, all that you are is shedding from you, not to leave you alone, incapable, stuck, but to emerge anew, to be willing to be new and fresh and bright, to bear your fruit, to bring forth a heady scent, a fragrance to intoxicate the masses. Whatever it is not meant to last. It will go in the exhale, and you will bear more again. More and more you are acclimating to the vibration of infinite possibility, of birthing for the collective. Let them nourish and nurture what it is you bring forth, what you allow your vessel to carry through you, forever evolving your being to change who and what you are. We breathe with you, dear ones. We breathe with you in love. take a few moments to rest in this experience. Allowing yourself to gently wiggle your toes, move your ankles, your fingers. Some of you may want to come back and just sit in this energy for a bit. It's delicious. For some of you, you need to move back into work. So if you do, or into whatever your day looks like, gently rocking your head back and forth, knowing that you can come back to this at any time. This is a practice and an awareness of expansion of what we consider ourselves to be, of who we consider ourselves to be. So there's an integration, and it is fast. It moves in and between the breath. But know that it might require you to have a little bit of spaciousness and time today. So gently rubbing your hands together, bringing the palms of your hands up to your eyes, gently opening your eyes into the palms of your hands. And bringing your attention back to your time and space. If you're going to stay in this, that's fine. Which is just delicious and divine, and allow my voice to just fade away. And for those of you who are wrapping up today, I'm going to encourage you just to take some time to breathe. Make sure you drink lots of water. I have a feeling like some of you are going to be drawing or writing today. I feel like the message that came through is an offering for each of you to really experience it in your own way. So if you find yourself like, I just need to draw, or I need to be out in nature today, or I need to do whatever it is that you need to do, but it feels like there's some sort of creative something emerging, and to honor that. And if you want to share in the group, I would absolutely love it. I feel very relaxed too. I'm not going to be just moving around. Brianna, you said when the how was speaking, it popped up that maybe the dark visitor was a shedding of a shadow or fear. It looked alarming because it isn't always easy to see those aspects of oneself. They talked about shedding a lot. Mm-hmm. And I feel like there are all those things that are coming up, and that very well could be. I really like what you're saying there, Brianna. I think we're facing ourselves, right? We're facing all of us, all of who we are. And there used to be those things like, well, I can't talk about that. That's shameful. Or I can't touch that. I don't want to look. I don't want to look. I don't want to know. And that's becoming less. We're becoming more able to touch those tender pieces. I don't have the book right here. I thought I did. It's upstairs. I'm doing another book group that starts tomorrow night. I've volunteered my time to do. I'm facilitating, but I'm also participating around race. We did How to Be an Anti-Racist last time, and now the book we're doing is My Grandmother's Hands. And as I'm reading this, it's very somatic. It's all about what we hold in our bodies and where we do this. I'm like, isn't it interesting, right? So we're talking, the how has been talking to us about how structures are breaking down and how we relate to those structures and how much energy we put on the need to uphold the idea of these structures and how that's such a mental game. Isn't the same true of our bodies and even trauma and even the languaging we have around that? Today I was in a meeting, and I'm just going to share this because I thought it was such a powerful thing, is there's actually a thing called post-traumatic growth. So post-traumatic growth is about the fact that trauma itself can be a catalyst and it's like an existential crisis that can turn into an existential catalyst where the change is so transformational that who we were can no longer be. And that can sometimes be, trauma can be that catalyst. And I've been thinking about, like, think about this year and how much really there are those of us who carry trauma in our physical body, especially women, and it's generational. That when we think back to 4 years ago when the Me Too movement really popped, and now it's so quiet about that, but really what the Me Too movement is, oh my God, that happened to me and I completely disregarded it. I disassociated myself from my experience, the physical experience of having my body, who I am violated, whether it was through rape or through just being grabbed or being ogled, or all of these, like the objectification of the body. Right? That is something that is not new. And so that trauma rides with us. And so I'll talk more about this tomorrow, but it's something that as we think about these things, so think about what structures are being undone. The physical structure, our relationship with our physical structure is also being undone. And interestingly enough, it took something that debilitates the body to get us to acknowledge the body. We're coming into like a decision for health, a decision to live, a decision to be fully who we are. Powerful stuff.